Hello friends, welcome to my channel. In our last videos, we have discussed the usage and types of conditional sentences. Today in this session, we are going to do some exercises to check how better we understood the concept. But before that, let's do a small recap on what we have already learned. We already knew that conditional sentences are of three types. In type 1, let's say a situation happens in present or in future and that particular situation is followed by a condition. So type 1 always indicates future. We never use past tense in type 1. For example, if you try to run, the dog will bite you. Has the dog bitten him already? Or is it going to happen in future? Yes, it is going to happen in future. And that action, the action of biting or the situation will happen only if he tries to run. So here two important things should be considered. In type 1 always indicates future and the situation is followed by a condition. Now let's see type 2. Here the situation is like, I already knew that something is not going to happen in future, but still I imagine if it happens, how it could be, or what will I do, what the result could be. For example, if I got up early, I would study. But I have already known that, I have already decided that I am not going to get up early. But still, I imagine what would I do if I got up early. In such situations, we use type 2 conditional sentences. So it is very important that be it type 1 or type 2, they both indicate future, not the past. Now, the last one, type 3. Unlike type 1 and type 2, type 3 indicates past. So here in third type, the situation already happened. The action already happened, it happened in the past, but it did not happen as I expected. And once that situation is over, once that situation happened in the past, once it is over, I worry about it. And I imagine how it could be if the situation happened as I wanted. Now let's see an example. If I had cut my nails, I would have hurt myself. Here actually I wanted to cut my nails, but I did not do that. So I hurt myself with my nails. Now I worry why I haven't cut my nails, why I haven't done it already. So friends, we have understood three types of conditional sentences. Now let's do some exercises. First exercise, identify the conditional sentences whether it is type 1, type 2 or type 3. So to answer any kind of questions that is asked on conditional sentences, first we need to identify whether it is type 1, type 2 or type 3. If you speak to him, you will get a clarity on it. Is it type 1, type 2 or type 3? So friends, the sentence itself gives us some clues to identify them. Let's see what it is. Based on the structure difference, we can identify whether a given conditional sentence is type 1, type 2 or type 3. Here, if you observe carefully, the highlighted words you see shows the structure difference of each type. So the first one, if you speak to him, you will get a clarity on it. So we can split the conditional sentence into two parts. Whatever comes before comma is called if clause part, and whatever comes after comma is called main clause part. So in the if clause part, if you observe, V1 form of verb is used, and in the main clause part, will plus V1 form of verb is used. So if you see V1 in the if clause part and will plus V1 in the main clause part, so definitely it is type 1. We can blindly say that the given sentence is type 1. Second one, if he had realized his mistake, he would not have done it again. Here in the if clause part, had plus V3 form of verb is used, and in the main clause part, would not have plus V3 form of verb is used. So whenever you see had plus v3 in the if clause part and would not have plus v3 or would have plus v3 in the main clause part, it is definitely type 3 conditional sentence. Remember, it is type 3. Third one, if I had a good practice, I would have done it well. Here in the if clause part, the first had indicate helping verb and the second one indicates main verb. So in the if clause part, had plus v3 form of verb is used, and in the main clause part, would have plus v3 form of verb is used. So the same rule applies here. The rule we have used for the second one applies here too. So the answer is type 3. Fourth one, if I got up early, I would study. So here in the if clause part, v2 form of verb is used, and in the main clause part, would is used. So whenever you find v2 form of verb in the if clause part and would in the main clause part, definitely it is type 2 conditional sentence. Next, fifth one, if you make noise, I will get angry. Here in the if clause part, v1 form of verb is used, and in the main clause part, will plus v1 form of verb is used. So the answer is type 1 conditional sentence. Second exercise, if I had got up early, I dashed reached on time. As I told you already, as soon as we see a conditional sentence, first we need to check if it is type 1, type 2 or type 3. And based on the structure difference, we can find whether as a conditional sentence is type 1, type 2 or type 3. So here, if I had got up early, so had plus v3 form of verb is used. So in the main clause, there will be definitely would have plus v3. So here the answer is, if I had got up early, I would have reached on time. The rest of the questions you can answer by yourself, as we have learnt all the rules of if clause. If you liked my video, please subscribe. Thank you.